What's up, YouTube? Today is Tuesday, so you know that means yesterday was Monday Night Raw. We're here to talk about it. Yeah, I got a bone to pick with you, sir, that we're gonna be talking about later. But
Alright.
I'm a little upset. But you know, Raw was a pretty explosive show. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, right off the top, starting off with a bang with CM Punk out there.
Yep. So the show starts with CM Punk, who says, "Time to complain about everyone who's wronged him," which means since it's CM Punk, that's pretty much everybody. He asks the crowd
Yeah.
who they want him to rip a new one with. They of course say Rock first, so he calls Rock and Cena both at one point bald frauds. How you feel about that one?
Well, uh, I wish he would have a better choice of words and keep us bald people out of his mouth. But um no, I was not expecting him to go after The Rock, but it makes sense,
You don't
the
like him?
corporate. Yep, and basically, cost him his spot. Ultimately, The Rock come back every year WrestleMania season, so
Mm-hmm.
the little pipe bomb was pretty good.
He mocked the Rock's goosebumps thing that he does at the beginning of every entrance, which I thought was pretty funny. And the fact
Yeah,
that he walks with a fake title because he didn't need a title to say that he's the people's champion. Rock apparently does. Uh,
yeah,
and that he
but
also
he
knows that and
wasn't
says that
real.
everyone has learned what he already knew for a long time, which is Cena was selling bullshit, uncensored again, which I love.
Yeah, he, yeah, he was going at John Cena and The Rock pretty hard. Uh, Only time will tell. We'll see how this plays out. When does Roman come back?
I have a theory on that, which we'll get into here in a second. It's actually been
Okay.
around. It's a theory I have, but other people I've been seeing online have been thinking the same theory, so we'll see. But
Yeah.
before we get to that though, after he's done talking about Cena and Rock, he turns his attention to Seth Rollins. Even says to Becky Lynch, "Come and get your man, because if you don't, I will put him in a wheelchair."
That got me to
Damn.
pop. I was pissed. I was hot. I was, you know what? Becky Lynch will whoop his ass too.
Oh,
Bring
did you?
AJ Lee back.
She rebutted on Twitter. I don't know if you
Yeah,
saw
she
that or
did.
not. They
I seen that.
or X, whatever they want to call it. Yeah, she what was it she said? It was in the wrestling news. It was something like um oh, it was because Roxanne Perez and CM Punk had similar attire at the Elimination Chamber. So she put those
Yeah.
two pictures and then talking to basically AJ Lee saying, "I think I'm not the one who's got to get my man's." It's like, oh,
Yep. Uh, like I said, I love Seth Rollins, man. He brings to the table for this feud is awesome. He's unhinged. He's Now they got to steal. That sets up a steel cage match next week at Madison Square Garden.
well then
Seth's gotta win that match.
I'm pretty sure you loved what happened after, because after he said that, Seth Rollins comes out and they just start brawling in and out of the building. Um, we actually cut to a commercial when they finally get them somewhat split up. We come back from the commercial and they're backstage, and Rollins sees CM Punk again. They go at it again. Then they get split. Pierce goes, "What the hell are you doing?" He basically says, "It's plain and simple. I took out Roman, who's a problem. I want to take Punk out as the problem. Blah blah blah." Adam Pierce says, "Fine, do it, finish it. You two in a steel cage next week at Madison Square Garden."
Can't wait for that.
That's gonna be a fire match.
That's gonna be epic. That is gonna be epic. I'm looking forward. Like they did this, you know, they never disappoint when they go Madison Square Garden. Should be pretty good.
That's what I'm thinking too. Um, then tell Seth Rollins to get on his bus and get the hell out of town,
Yep.
basically. um, after that, we go to
Oh yeah.
the
Do
Gunther
not
stuff.
let him get out of.
Say something real quick.
Yo yo yo. CM sucks.
Wow, that's crazy. Okay. Go through the next section and see if that fixes it. Gonna be just like Seth Rollins, you'll be tasting them CM nuts next week. But anyway, so yeah,
Get curb stop.
thank you. I think this is gonna be the second of 3, and I think we're gonna get something. Which brings me to what your question was earlier. What do I do? When do I think Roman's gonna come back? I think he's gonna come back after this cage match, and I think we're gonna get like a triple threat or something with Roman involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Oh
I
yeah,
think.
because or he cost Seth the match, or wait, you can't really. This is
Either
a
that
cage, so
or
yeah, he definitely.
somebody
If
helps
he
Rollins
cost
and he
Seth the
needs a
Royal
tag
Rumble,
partner and they do a tag match. I don't know, but I think put something on the line.
yeah,
So,
good.
but that's what I think. But what would I know is that Gunther comes out next to face Otis. Otis is already in the ring. Gunther comes out, starts talking. A lot of body shaming going on in this episode, by the way, now that I'm thinking about it. Because he comes out and
Yeah,
he says, "When I look in the mirror, I see the world heavyweight title around my waist." Otis looks in the mirror and struggles to find a belt that even fits him. It's like, God damn.
pop for that. I'm not gonna lie, it was low key funny. He cut some good moves.
Yeah, yeah,
I like that.
yeah, and just the way that
Eh,
he, um, like, his walk and everything just fits so well at being that type of character to say something like that.
yeah, and
Um,
Otis just can go for a big band. So I mean, there's no limits to where WWE will go when it comes to content. And remember when they used to, make fun of Jerry of the King,
mm-hmm,
not the King, Jim Ross for his cerebral palsy or whatever he's got.
mm-hmm,
That was nuts back in the day.
yeah.
So as
So,
they,
well, oh yeah, it's been for years, but I'm just saying, it's like, damn, we Punk calling out bald people, then you got Gunther calling out fat people, which
I mean, a couple of years ago, I mean, we're gonna get off topic just a little bit, but
that's fine.
like Stephanie McMahon was going through a big thing about no bullying. Yet the product is bullying.
Uh,
Product is straight up bullying or talking like that. So it's like 22 for me. I watch it with a 10-year-old kid. So trying to,
well, just like,
make sure he knows. I want him to be respectful. That's all.
oh well, I mean, just like any type of media, you know what I mean? It's like any type of media. It's all I I'm not a dad. Parents just need to explain to the kids. Like my mom showed me horror movies when I was like 9 years old.
Yep.
She explained to me why it's okay in that and not here. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's all about the parents. So
Yeah, I tried to explain the Fiend to him. Oh my god. So he was probably, 7, 8 when Fiend, he was petrified of the Fiend. No matter what I did, that's Bray Wyatt, that's a mask, everything. But now, ever since Bray's passing, R.I.P. But ever since passing, Bray, that's one of Brady's favorite wrestlers. We watched all the documentaries on him, and just now he sees the art form, the art form behind the character, and what was. So that's awesome.
Yeah, bringing a new generation. They have a good back and forth at the beginning of their match. Gunther and Otis. Otis hits the Caterpillar for a 2 count at one point. Gunther hits his double drop kick. Many different clotheslines. He was his clothesline like crazy with big boots every now and then here and there. Finally hits a huge power bomb. It's the 1-2-3. I didn't think he'd get Otis up. I didn't think he would be able to. That was a big power bomb.
I found myself in this match subconsciously believing Otis was going to beat him for some reason. I mean, obviously I knew. I mean, I said subconsciously just because the way the match. There was a good match. It was a low key good match.
It was actually.
I think Otis is very underrated.
I agree.
He can move in that ring. He
Mm-hmm.
can move in that ring, and it was a believable match. Just teetering like, man, could he pull this off?
When
I
he
mean,
started to pump
knowing he
up,
wouldn't, but I mean,
I think it was when
yeah,
Gunther
Cal was
smacked him.
behind
He
him.
started pumping up, started ripping his shirt off and everything. It was like, oh, here we go. Um,
That that was that was a hot crowd for that match too.
oh yeah. Well, the crowd
They
loves
all like
Otis.
some Otis.
Like, Gunther is basically going around and like destroying fan favorites right now. That's basically what he's doing. Like, oh, your favorite is Jey Uso. He's a fan favorite. Let me show you what I can do to these other fan favorites and what you're gonna see your fan favorite. You know what I mean? That's basically what he's doing, from what I can tell. After the match, though,
Yep.
Gunther puts Otis into a sleeper hold. Tira I think I say his name wrong, but I'm not sure. But Kazawa comes in, tries to save him. Which what's this dude gonna do? Like, Gunther's sweat weighs more than Kazawa does.
Yeet.
Yeah, and so he starts going after Kazawa, and Jey Uso shows up, hits a spear, but A-Town Down Under shows up, attacks Jey Uso, which then Uso starts getting them off of him, but then Gunther comes and puts him in a sleeper and makes Jey
Yeah.
pass out.
What the hell was up with that?
I mean, I know A-Town Down Under was
What
talking
the
crap
hell? I
last
thought
week.
these two were beefing.
What's that?
Yeah. And Austin Theory was
Oh,
off.
beefing?
He was pissing off his partner.
Yeah, well, that's I don't know what's
Remember
going on with A-Town
last
Down
week?
Under. I don't know what's going on with them because like they keep every week it's like they tease a split and then they don't do it. So I don't know if it's gonna happen. It might, but
It's
if you go,
coming for me.
yeah. But I'm just
They
saying
gotta
they've been
get on the
teasing it for
card.
months. It's like just cut the cord at this point. You know what I mean? Oh.
And you go in the tag team title mania last year. I seen that. Seen them win it.
Yeah.
No, there's kind of not really mix. Not really in the mix nowhere.
No, it's they're just kind of in limbo. Like creative doesn't have nothing for them.
I mean, honestly, I'm having a hard time right now pulling up who team champions are on Raw. Who are they right now?
Champions right now are the tag team champions are Viking Raiders, who have a match later tonight.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Oh yeah, Viking Raiders.
but before that, we come back. We follow Chad Gable, who is walking, I assume somewhere in Mexico, and meets up with a guy Dom mentioned, who after Gable gives a couple $100, gives him a dirty looking box that we don't get to see what's in it. So what's in the box? I think it's a lucha mask.
mean,
I think we're gonna get Lucha Gable or
I
something.
mean, Lucha Gay. I thought he'd go like train with a lucha libre. That's what I'm for. I wanted it to be Juan Cena. That's really hoping for. I'll take a match. Lucha Libre mask. Yeah, why not?
Guess we'll find out, huh?
Throw it on there. He's on too. Chad. I love me. Chad Gable is one dude, man. Dude is gonna mic. Sheesh, sheesh, please. I love it.
It is what it is. We're a new show. We're learning. We're getting things going. You know, we're doing our best. We're doing our best here, but no lag is going to stop us from reporting what happened on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
So before Chad Gable comes back, though, Ivy Nile and American Alphas have their chance tonight. On Raw this episode to get their title, so they have gold because Chad Gable said he demands them to have gold when he gets back. The first one to get their chance, though, is Ivy Nile against Lyra Valkyria for the women's Intercontinental title. Ivy targets the leg for most of the match to set up probably for the ankle lock. Nice steady back and forth. Ivy hits a huge German suplex that basically folds Lyra Valkyria. Goes for a boot in the corner that she rolled into. Lyra gets out of the way, hits what they called it a backbreaker. I thought it was like a zigzag, really, honestly, in my opinion. And then followed by her Nightwing finisher and still your champ, Lyra Valkyria. Thoughts on that match?
Oh, it was a good match. I knew she wasn't gonna win, but I was really cheering for Nia, or Ivy Nile. I met her at Wrestle World last year, and she she's awesome. And I didn't. My son's the one that told me about her, so I started following her on NXT, and then she got pulled up, and she's coming into her own out there. So hopefully she gets a title. So pretty good. I mean, solid women's match. Nothing stood out, but just very athletic match and down to the point. And
Yeah, it was a good match.
for finishing out of there.
That German suplex that Ivy gave to Lyra, though, man, like I was surprised she was able to counter after that German because it looked it hurt. She folded up like a deck of cards, man.
Yeah, yeah. She definitely. She reminds me a lot of Chad Gable and Kurt Angle. She's got that, wrestling style, like that German suplex and the, you know, just that ground and pound type of style. I like that. I like that a lot.
After that match, Ludwig Kaiser comes out and says all the attention that Penta should be going to him because he is a future world champion. Says what he'll do to Penta will be worse than what Cena did to Cody Rhodes, which is, of course, he says Penta's name too many times, so Penta comes out, hits a Hurricanrana with some kicks, finally a sling blade, followed by a springboard clothesline, standing tall and dominant, while Ludwig goes up to stage pissed.
I mean, my thoughts are maybe gonna be a little bit not with the popular opinion. I'm not a huge fan of Penta. I don't see it. I don't know what he brings a style that is just more for AEW, AEW and like 5-star matches. Yes, I like them, stuff like that, but I like driven cinema,
Mm-hmm.
you know. I like the cinema aspect of wrestling. Against Penta, I'm not trying to, him just to hate. It's just that's not what I come to watch. My son loves it. His entrance and just everything he does in the ring, but I don't know. That's just one of do like Ludwig. I mean, hopefully this feud can go somewhere. Can maybe elevate him because Ludwig, man, put on some bangers this year, low key
Future
or last
Intercontinental
year.
title champion. I think he'll
Yep,
have Intercontinental belt soon, probably within this
yep,
year.
last year. Yeah, what he was over in his home country, man. Woo, that was fire. That was fire.
Um, so do you think so Penta's brother that was in AEW with him got released today. So
Oh,
do you think you'll be more of a fan if his brother shows up and they're able to do their Lucha Brother gimmick?
yes,
Yeah. So
I
you like him
I
more as a
would.
tag
I
team than a singles.
Yeah, I do like the tag team. I did like the Lucha Bros in AEW were fire. I would like. I feel like they could fit that. They could fit in the tag team picture, and I do like that. I do like the 5-star matches in tag teams. Like tag team matches, like tag team has come a long way for me. I never used to love tag team matches, but the Usos in the New Day, during that run, really elevated tag team for me. I
They had
I really
bangers.
enjoy matches.
That rivalry.
Those on the cell, woo, the cell was fire. I was in Detroit too. But yeah, yeah, if they man, what is his name? Ray Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked him, man. That'd be dope.
He was supposed to come
Wow.
with Penta originally, but
Yeah.
AEW, even though they said, "Oh, we're not going to do the thing WWE does and make people, add to the contract, no matter what happens." Of course,
Yeah.
Ray Phoenix got injured, so they added months onto his contract because the only reason why they did this is they knew that both of them were going to go to WWE, so they just made
Yeah.
him wait longer.
Yeah. Makes
Which
sense.
WWE's done the same thing. Let's be an ace of spades is an ace of spades, you know. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here and complain about one company doing it when the other one does it. They both do it. But I'm just the
For
only
sure.
thing that makes AEW worse with it though is the fact that they said we will not do that and then they did it. So like it's like
Man,
okay, well now
that
you're a hypocrite. So have
that's
fun.
Tony Khan for you.
But hey, that's the business for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, right.
So we get our second championship match, which is the World Tag Team Champions, the War Raiders, which we're just asking about, versus American Made. Um, Brutus, what is his name? Brutus and Julius and Brutus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. I really honestly don't know.
American Made. Anyway, uh, I think it was a great tag match. It was really entertaining from start to finish, in my opinion. I think Ivar got a little injured at some point. You look at his face and it looked like he was in some actual pain for a second, so that might have slowed some things down. But all in all, I think it was a good match. Um, Back and forth, edge of your seat action. Brodus at one point hits a 450 splash. He should not be able to do that splash, but he does it and it's flawless, and he gets two for it.
Mhm.
Ivar, who also shouldn't be doing no jumpy move, hits a moonsault for a two. That was insane. Julius hits a huge superplex, a shooting star for a two. A lot of big guys just doing cruiserweight like moves, especially for their sizes.
Yeah.
Um, American Made misses their finisher, the Brutus Ball. Julius gets thrown outside and then crushed by a sitting crossbody against the ring on the neon sign. Raiders then hit the double team on Brutus and get the 3 count. You're still your World Tag Team Champions, the War Raiders. Thoughts on that match?
It was very fast-paced match. I thought it went well, and that it just goes to show you what I think of the tag team division. Like I was saying, it's something that's captivating. It's something that high risk moves were all over the place in that match with bigger bodies. I'm sitting back here thinking, man, I got a shot in here. I got a shot at this. I'm fat, bro. I don't know, but if I was like, man, if they can do, woo, but I don't know.
I don't know how they do it because I know I'm probably close, if not just slightly smaller. If I try to flip off a top rope like that, I'm breaking my face.
Have an ambulance on standby.
Yeah. With a Mountain Dew in the back.
Yeah, man.
um,
We
but yeah,
yeah, dude. War Raiders got it going on right now, man. I love them.
War Raiders got it going on, and
Tag team.
American Made is about to get really slapped around by Chad Gable when he gets back in seasonal gold.
Yeah, I want to see what he's got in that. Maybe he goes and wins himself a title.
Maybe,
Okay,
maybe. Um,
it'd be crazy.
uh, so after that, Finn Balor comes out, basically talks a bunch of smack about the current Intercontinental title, Braun Breaker. Uh, Braun Breaker gets he comes out like within the crowd. He doesn't come down in the arena. He's smart. He's smart enough knowing Judgment Day ain't that far away. He says that he's still champ because he's a dog. He embarrassed the whole Judgment Day last week. Finn says next week he'll put the dog down. Challenges Breaker. Breaker decides to forget that he went in the crowd to avoid Judgment Day. Goes in. Carlito shows up, takes care of him. Um, Gets jumped by more of the New Day members. Breaker gets rid of him. Finn then hits a sling blade. Breaker gets back up. Hits a power slams him. Dom saves Finn from a spear. But then when Breaker gets out on the outside, he realizes Carlito's still just crawling out of the ring bearer area. Just gives a big old grin, runs over and spears Carlito out of his shoes. So
Braun Breaker is the real deal, ain't
he's a
he?
beast. He's a beast. Breaker is a beast. I mean, you
What
expect
a
that though,
perfect
being a
opponent.
cousin of Scott Steiner. So
Yeah. Uh, he, I just think that Braun Breaker is going a long way, and what a good opponent for him and Finn Balor. Perfect. Finn Balor will make him look even better, stronger, better, faster. Finn Balor. That's what he does. So perfect, perfect time to learn and mix it up with, and have a WrestleMania match, WrestleMania moment together. I don't know if they'll be, maybe they don't make it. I don't know. Maybe it's some type. The Intercontinental title's got to be defended. You would think at WrestleMania. So hopefully it makes the card.
I'm
And
kind of hoping all this. I've always been kind of a firm believer that every title needs to be, regardless
yeah,
of
I
what the
do too.
story is. Even if it's just something like, even if it doesn't really have a story, just like, hey, this person went through a tournament past 3 weeks
Yeah.
and is now number one contender. Like I just think every. I'm just old school. I think every title, WrestleMania is where you prove that every title is important in their own way.
Now you got those new titles
Yep.
too.
Yep. And again, we have yet to
Yeah,
see them defended at a pay per view. Only time
yeah.
the only matches that's been for the US or the Intercontinental, I said it yesterday, I'll say it today, was that Saturday night's main event, which doesn't count as a pay per view. It's a special. And then on
So
Raw for one of them. The Intercontinental was on Raw, the US was on Saturday night's main event, and neither one of them's been on pay per view yet. And we've had
if you were WWE, what would you do? Would you extend the runtime to get these matches in? Like we're
WrestleMania.
already what pushing. I just saying that pay-per-views in general, where you typically a pay-per-view is what 3 hours plus the
Two and a half,
pre-show.
2.5 to 3, somewhere around there, yeah. I would say.
but
Um,
it could push the run time, but
I
then
mean,
you
you could push the runtime,
factor
but you
in
got to go by
people.
the apps like allowing time, right? So I understand.
Yeah,
But there. Let's be real. There in pay per views, there are some fat that can be. You know what I mean? Where if you did that, you could fit. Like, okay, the whole thing. I understand commercials. You got to get paid, but now you have stuff on the mats. You have stuff on all over the barricades and everything. That should be the commercial. Like I'm
yeah,
sorry, they have way too many commercials now. Back,
they do.
I'm gonna sound old here, but back when they were just pay per views, there were no commercials. The only
Yeah,
commercial you might, huh?
if I'm paying for a service, I feel like I shouldn't have to watch commercials.
Well,
Like
and that's the thing. It's like I pay
PLE.
I pay Peacock Premium, and I'm still getting commercials. Like they're
Yeah.
usually wrestling commercials, but I shouldn't be getting these. Like I get it's different, so things are slightly different. I get that. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like they just go overboard with commercials. You cut them commercials in
They
half,
do,
you could fit one or two more matches on the card.
without a doubt.
I mean, even the scene, like the whole Cena and Rock thing that happened in Elimination Chamber, it went on for like 18 minutes. You could have cut that in half and had at least one more match on the card.
Mhm.
Like it, like I know it was a big deal and you need to milk that a little bit, but I mean, you have your whole post show after too that you can shrink that down if you need more time. No one
Yep.
cares about the post show. So that's
Trying
that.
to make it more realistic. I don't
Well,
understand
I
it.
get that.
Po
Well, I mean, they're trying to make it more
Like
sporty,
a
which is
post-press conference.
TKO is
Yeah.
sporty. That's what they're trying to do. I get they're trying to make that feel. I get that, but again, it's not the mixed martial. It's not MMA. It's not UFC. Sometimes
Yeah.
you need to extend the time to get these stories to be right and to justify the wrestlers being there. You're gonna add more titles and never
Yeah.
put them on pay per view. They want to have titles, but that's just me.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of it. Like seeing The Rock just after everything that just transpired, final boss, come into a press conference and like almost be Dwayne, you know?
Hmm.
Like kayfabe goes back, like he kind of goes in and out of character a little bit. But back in the day, that was really a no-no. It's so open and talked about now. Like we all know it's a work, and stuff like that.
All right. Oh, so we're at the main event now, which and the main
Main
Rhea
event
Ripley
was awesome.
versus Io Sky for the women's world heavyweight championship.
What a
That
main
Rhea
event.
gave to Io. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, YouTube. She gave that feeling guilty. Um, Definitely the match of the night, in my opinion. Um,
Oh yeah.
Story of the card was Rhea Ripley has not been able to beat Io Sky every time they faced, which I found out was all in NXT. So they never faced on the main roster yet. That part I
No.
didn't know. I thought they have, but they so Rhea was looking to end the streak. Um, Io was wanting the title. Straight back and forth in the beginning. You can kind of tell that Rhea Ripley doesn't go against many luchador style wrestlers. Like she was struggling a little bit. Couple slips. Uh, Although some nice back and forth, Rhea eventually hits a big back suplex from the top rope for a 2 count. Rhea ends up on the outside of the ring, and Io hits. Uh, oh, I can't read my own typing. Rhea ends up on the outside of the ring, and Io Sky dives through the middle ropes, catches Rhea. She's on the or like leaned over on the apron. Does like a sunset power bomb into the barricade. It looks sweet. That was sweet. For
That was.
sure. throws Rhea inside real quick. Rhea is laying on her stomach. Io goes for the onto the top rope, hits that beautiful moonsault that she gets count or goes for the count, and only gets a 2 count because Rhea puts her foot on the bottom rope. Uh,
Good stuff.
so far good. Yeah.
He said so far.
No reason. Rhea, Rhea and Io both have a bad fall to the outside. Rhea starts. The ref starts doing a 10 count. Rhea gets in the ring at first. Meanwhile, the whole time this is happening, Bianca Belair's been out in the ringside watching this whole match. She's really trying to pump up Io to get her to get back into the ring, which she's successful. Io gets back. Rhea gets mad about this though. Goes on the outside saying stuff like, "What? You don't want to face me at WrestleMania? Here to face me at?" Goes back into the ring, sets up Io Sky for a super, what's she called it? A riptide from the top rope.
Yep.
Stops for a second, looks at Bianca, says, "See you at WrestleMania," and that 1 second gets Io to be able to counter her riptide into a hurricanrana from the top rope, into another beautiful moonsault that she can do, and for the 1, 2, 3, your winner and new motherfucking Io Sky is your women's world heavyweight champion. Mommy has been dethroned. This is where I pick a bone with you because you said this last night in the first episode that during television title matches they never change hands, and then a couple hours later I'm watching this and I'm seeing my mommy lose her championship.
Hey,
Man, you
man.
put
I
that out in the
mean,
world. You did. That's on you. I blame you.
hey, but wasn't it great TV? Man,
Yeah, till the
you
end.
did not see that coming.
No, I did not. I was
You,
in period.
you did
I
not see that coming.
I was watching Brawl with 2 other people, and
Yeah.
they could tell you I didn't say anything for 5 minutes. I was dumbfounded.
I was not expecting that. I mean, but now I just see a triple threat match now. So
And
that's
that's
good.
yep.
That's
And that's
good.
what I'm
You
thinking.
got
I'm thinking she's gonna insert herself into that match, and it's gonna be a triple threat. Which brings into the
well,
thing.
she gets a contracted, obligated rematch, doesn't she? She loses the title.
I mean,
Rhea
I don't
should be
know,
able to
man.
have
I mean,
a
you would
rematch.
think so.
So a rematch, WrestleMania,
You would think so.
triple threat. Yeah, that's the play I think she's going with. Now
So,
that's Rhea's way to get to WrestleMania.
yep.
That's good shit.
I think
That's
so.
good shit. That's good. That's Triple H right there.
Such good
That's
shit.
Triple H.
So I think this Raw was actually really good. I quite enjoyed it. He just got that. But
Yeah, that's good shit.
that's good shit. Uh, but real quick before we sign off and everything, we reviewed Raw. I think it was a show. Sounds like you think it was a show. Can't wait for next
Yeah.
week. Rollins versus Punk in a steel cage. It's gonna be Chef's kiss.
I can hear you cry about that.
Me, I think you're hearing your own echo,
It's
my friend.
gonna be a curb stomp to hell. CM sucks over there.
Bro, I'm gonna hear you snore
You
from
wearing
here
your?
being going after going to sleep. Would you?
Do you got that ugly hat on again today?
What
This
you
episode?
mean? You mean the sexiest hat ever made? No, I don't have it on,
Oh,
but I have the
okay,
T-shirt.
that's good. See? Yeah.
Got the shirt on
Oh, you wearing
today.
the t-shirt? Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. When I went November, I got the matching set. I got the hat and the shirt. I got the whole
There
Punk
you
get
go.
up.
I love CM Punk too. I'm on my own with Seth, but Seth's my guy. I met him when he was Intercontinental Champion, down in Chicago, and I've been a fan favorite of his. That's like the first wrestler I think I've like really ever met.
I will say
He
I've
was
heard
super cool.
Seth is a very nice guy.
Yeah, he was. My son was only probably 4 at the time, 5, and Seth did the. We all did the shield thing, so we got all 3 of us putting our hands in, and he put the belt on Brady for a
Yeah,
second.
yeah.
Real cool guy.
Do you
Met
think he would?
Alexa Bliss that night.
Do you
It
think
was
he would
cool.
sign an Edge toy?
No, I don't think he's as cool as Finn Balor that would do that, or my little buddy, but that was cool. Finn Balor, he's up in my good graces too. Good. I have never met anyone bad when it comes to wrestling besides oh, what the hell is his name? He's one of the writers. He almost hit me in the parking lot. He got pissed. He was trying to park. What's that guy's name? Vince's like right hand man.
Oh,
The long
I know who
hair.
you're talking about. I can't. Oh, what was his name?
Not like Bruce Pritchard,
Yeah, Bruce Pritchard. That's what
but
it is.
like Michael Hayes, P.S. Hayes. That guy's a
Oh.
dick. He he almost hit me in his car, man. He started bitching at me.
So he almost hit you, and he started bitching at you for almost hitting you.
Yeah, he told me
That's
to watch
crazy.
out.
That's crazy.
Like,
That's wild.
yeah, it was like, get the hell out of the parking lot. Basically. I'm like, well, what if I parked here, bro? Oh, he knew what I was doing. He knew I was looking for wrestlers.
Probably that's probably why he's
uh,
like, God damn it, you're gonna get me killed. You're gonna get me
he
arrested
was
just trying to look for
walking
Wesley.
with well, then they got out of the car. It was a really bad day in Grand Rapids, but they got out of the car and he was with Corey Graves. Corey was cool though.
No,
Corey Graves stopped and just at least said hi to us. And, I mean, we were standing out in 20 below freaking weather, raining, blowing.
no.
They were probably like to just kind of see us, I guess. But yeah, that's what I do.
That's probably why they wanted to get out of there too. It's too damn cold.
Well,
Warm up.
the last time I was there was when I met Rhea and Finn and Nikki Ash. They were all out there, so I was like, I was definitely going. I took the day off work so I could get down there at like 3 o'clock and everything. But for televised shows, they're on a stricter time schedule, so uh, it's the chances to get them guys to really interact with you before the show is highly unlikely. A house show, they're not on such time restraints, so
Yeah.
much
Um,
more relaxed atmosphere.
we've been throwing out triple threat ideas for WrestleMania, right? Which sounds like every match is gonna be a triple threat. Well, the room. So since we got done with the show a little bit, I want to talk a little bit of some of the wrestling news that was hearing throughout the day. Well, we already touched on some of it, but this one was brought up by the rumor mill is that there's going to be a lot of multi-men, you know, examples, fatal four ways, triple threats, stuff like that during the WrestleMania card. Do you think more than one is too much, or can you have like two or maybe three?
It just depends on how they do it. It's a wrestling weekend, right? I mean, WrestleMania.
You
I
got two
mean,
nights to fill. Like,
yeah, it's a lot of wrestling. So just I don't think it's too much. I think you got to fill spots. I mean, some of these guys have busted their ass all year to be able to go out and perform in front of that crowd. Some of them deserve it. All of them deserve it. So spots are very limited, but you got to go on the pre. I think there should be pre-show battle. Get the fatal four ways on the pre-show, stuff like that. But 3 or 4, I don't think it's too much. It's just kind of, I don't know how to explain it. I'm going into WrestleMania weekend with a lot of wrestling in mind, so I'm not gonna sit here and harp on maybe matches not being great, all of them. Like, I'm realizing it's TV time for some of these guys that have really sacrificed a lot. being on the road for WWE is not easy. But being rewarded, for some TV time at the grandest stage of them all, I think you do that. I think Triple H will do that. So
Yeah,
that's my 2 cents.
I think you can get away with 4, and here's how: you do 2 of them on Saturday, and then 2 of them on Sunday. That way, it doesn't
Yep.
seem like there's too
Yes.
much. You got two for each show. Big, okay, it's only 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to see a whole night. Like, you don't want to see
And
all night one, all fatal 4 ways and all triple threats. Like that
no.
just seemed like it'd be way too much. Nobody would be able to get enough in. But I think if you did 4 and you put 2 on each show, just to get enough, because not everybody's gonna make the card, but at the same time, there's a lot of people that deserve to be on the card. And I don't think
Mhm.
if you don't do at least two to 4 multi-man matches, you're not gonna be able to get all those people that deserve to be on the card, and they should be. So I
Oh,
think that's a good way to.
but WWE is very top heavy right now. Like with some of their stars, the mid card to me is not the mid card is like Sami Zayn, really, and that's like
Sammy, Kevin, I
it's
think.
not really a main. Like he's more of a main, but he's been in the main event too. So like your mid carder, like your lower tier wrestlers are really like it's a big gap.
I
Just a
think
big gap between.
don't think it's a big gap. I think you're correct with saying that they have a lot of top tier talent, but I think that's what really hurts them is there's so many top tier that sometimes you have to put some of those top tier in the mid tier, but then it makes the mid
It
tier seem
waters it
like the
down.
top tier already. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
But hey, at the end
yeah,
of the day, who's the winners? Us, the fans.
exactly.
Nothing wrong with
So
having too many top talent.
wrestling's in good hands. Triple H is doing well. Uh,
I
I
think so.
just, I, I, I don't know. I miss Vince at times. There's aspects of the product, but as in anything,
I don't
there's
miss them.
aspects. I do. I mean, I watched that. I mean, it's more of a I don't like change, I guess. Change takes a minute for me. So
I
things
could,
are just changing in WWE. I mean, I've known this product to be the same product since I've been 5 years old.
but I mean,
So
you gotta admit though,
30 years.
those last like 5 years, if not more, were basically the same 3 storylines over and over again. And I don't know about you, but I got really sick of getting invested on things. I was like, oh, where's this gonna go? And then the next week he's like, nah, we're done with it. Like you said, it's a whole big story that sounds really good up, and you're just throwing it away because you decide today you don't feel like having it because your bagel tasted different.
Yeah,
There was
you
a lot of
know,
moments like that.
there might be a lot of moments like that, and I will agree with you. There have been, and
I mean, remember
I
when
think
Liv
I
Morgan
think Vince has had way many more good moments than bad when it comes
back
to
in the
wrestling.
90s and early 2000s, I can agree with you. After like 2013, he fell off. Like those were the hard times to
I
me.
mean, he still found the Shield.
I mean, okay. Yeah, but man, even a broken clock is right twice a day. You know what I mean? Like,
And he still found. I mean,
but even that
the
though,
one
that
thing,
wasn't his
the
idea. Somebody brought that up to him, and he went, "That sounds good. That's good shit." You know.
the one thing that you can bring up and drop the mic on though about Vinnie Mac is his biggest fucking thing he wanted to do was make Roman Reigns babyface, and that motherfucker could not do it.
No, but
And
Triple H did.
Triple H did it in a year.
I'm just
That
saying.
is one of my favorite. Vince McMahon tried to cram that son bitch down our throat. We would not take it. Nope.
No, because he tried to
And
do
then,
it during the time we had other people we wanted.
yeah. Oh, that shit cracks me up. And then now my son's throwing up the one. I said, if wrestling can make him throw up the one, you know you did your job because he Hated that guy, man. God, did he hate Roman Reigns? It was bad. You couldn't even mention Roman in my house without getting an earful. That kid. Yeah.
But anyway, so that was
So
Monday Night Raw. We told you what we thought of it. There were some things that I liked, some things that he liked, some things we both liked. All in all, a good show. But you let us know what you liked in the comment section below. Make sure you hit that like button if you enjoy this kind of thing. And if you find yourself coming here and you're enjoying this kind of thing and you want to see more, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified when the next video comes out. And also share with your friends, man. You got some wrestling friends? Share it out with some of your wrestling fans, and so they can tell us how stupid this long-haired and bald man is. We take it all. But until then, we'll see you on the next one.
can't see me.